Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video and welcome back to Papua New Guinea again for another bush flying trip. Today I would like to showcase this special livery which you'll find quite familiar based off Missionary Bush pilots Kodiaks. So this is obviously a caravan because there's no Kodiak available at the moment, and this is also recommended by a value viewer of my channel. So today we're gonna go to Yambaitok, which is in the northwesterly direction. And what's special about this airport is the approach can only be done from one direction, so it's a full commit. Once you're down to a certain altitude, you're pretty much committed, and we're gonna try to tackle that today. Right, so off we go. Okay, we want to make sure that everything's in the right position. No mods for today, just the default Cessna 208 Caravan with the working title G1000. So let's all get started up here. Make sure that is on. Now what's interesting about today's flight, oh, I forgot to get the fuel on. There we go. What's interesting about today's flight is I've set the weather to scattered cloud. I initially did this on broken cloud, but it was just too difficult to get in. So what we need to do is to get high enough so that we are in VFR, or we stay in VFR, and try to find holes as we slowly navigate our way towards Yambaitok, which is, I believe, the ICAO for that is Alpha Yankee Yankee Zulu. Alright, once the engine stabilized, we can get rid of the starters, put the fuel to normal, and the ignition we can leave it to on if you want to. Okay, all the good stuff out of the way, let's get set up for the flight. So, coming down to flight plan, so we are departing from Goroka. So we quickly put this in of Yankee Alpha. Okay. Oh no, it's wrong. Whoops. Alpha Yankee Golf. Alpha. Okay, that's it. And we are going to Yankee Zulu. If I can find it. Nope, that's because that's not Yankee, that's Victor. There we go, if we can. There we go, Yambaitok. Or Bartok, if I'm saying it correctly. Okay, so flight distance today 107 nautical miles, so shouldn't be too long. Standard pressures today, our departure altitude, I'm just gonna set it initially to, we're flying westwards, so let's get up to, let's go up to 8,000, 8.5 initially, and we'll see how we get along the way. The weather's playing ball, so let's just have a quick look at the VFR map. So essentially what we'll do is we'll take off. The departure is quite simple. We could just use this river and head northwest and try to get as high as possible. The difficult bit really is getting above this high terrain. I will see how we go. If the clouds get too low, we might come down to the south through this valley, and then maybe we'll start making our way up this way. But we'll see. If it's impossible to clear, what I might do is turn left, come out to around, excuse me, this area, and then we'll make our way up to Yambaitok, which is in this area. So you can see from the terrain, may or may not be clear, but essentially what we'll do is we'll overfly this area, and then we'll inspect the airstrip to see if it's safe to land. Obviously we're in the sim today, so in real life you would check to see if it's muddy or there are children running around, any obstacles that you would need to consider. So the altitude for this airfield is about 640 feet, so our circuit height should be about 1600, maybe 2000. We'll see as we get closer. Ideally 1500 feet for turboprop, but then again we have terrain in the area, so we sort of need to position ourselves strategically to make sure that there we go, to make sure that we don't clip any terrain on the way in. So alright, so we have that out of the way. Let's get going. Let's get some lights on. There we go. Always makes the scene look better with the lights. Set the condition levers forward, parking brake off, and because we're on a hill, we're rolling forward slightly. So we'll depart straight out from this runway, which I believe is runway 20 or 18. So this scenery is it's an add-on which I got from flightsimmer.to. Runway 17 left actually now that I've seen it. Links will be in the description for both these airports. So I believe they're made by the same person. So if you want to find the sceneries that I'm using, you can look either in the description or just go to flightsim.to and type Papua New Guinea, and then it will all be there. Okay, so landing light can come on, all the good stuff's out the way. Okay, so we need to set our flaps and then set takeoff trim about there. Ignition master is on, fuel is on. Okay, flaps all set, and we are rolling. So we want to make sure to set the course needle to the runway heading, and that way it'll make it easier. Advance the thrust levers up to takeoff power. Airspeed is alive. Select crosswinds from the left, and off we go. A bit of right rudder to counter the torque. So we get about 500 feet AGL before we start our turn. Slight trim, so a bit of rudder trim, an elevator trim. So we want to try to climb out about 65 to 70 knots. Again, because we are high altitude, so we want to try to be as patient as possible, watching the ITT and constantly just making small corrections. So that's about 500 feet. Out to the left, no traffic, no terrain. Still keeping the flaps in till we get to about 1,000 feet. We want to just clear this little hill in front of us. Okay, that's 1,000 feet. Trying to catch the nose drop. So we'll continue the turn. The aircraft should start to accelerate and climb much quicker. There we go. Get the trim in. So let's aim for heading of 310 for now, and then we can set things up. Neutralize the rudder trim there. Gonna push the heading back in, and then change our source. So CDI should be on GPS. There we go. And now what we want to do is just try to climb at best rate as much as possible. So there are some clouds in the way we need to be aware of. And I'm not sure what the base is for these clouds. So we need to get up there slowly. So I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since my last video. So I've been having some hardware issues and things to sort out. Okay, so what we'll do now, go your damper on if that's working. Nope, it's not working. Go ahead and zoom out a little bit here. Also close the flight plan window so you guys can see a little bit better. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Okay, so we're approaching our cruise altitude, and I think we may need to climb a little bit higher than that, maybe up to 9.5 for now, non-standard, but we'll see. Still on autopilot at the moment. Maybe I should go ahead and turn it on. So we'll come over here. If I can get the pitch working correctly. Vertical speed, we want about there. Yep. Okay, nurture separator can come off. Should have gone off a long time ago actually. Oil pressures and temperatures in the green, so that's all good. So from my understanding, from some of my viewers, so nav mode GPS should be on. For what I understand is that the prop governor isn't fully functional, but we'll give that another crack. Okay, it's a lead. Oh, some icing there, I assume. Yep. Just a little bit of icing here. If I can, I don't know if there should be some de-ice here. Okay, there we go. Anti-ice. Let's just whack all this on. There we go. Fluid. Oh, that's for the. Okay, we're gonna turn that on. Fluid control. I'm not sure if all these are working or they just static, because now my windscreen is completely iced over, which means I can't see the terrain very well, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need to climb much higher than that. So we're gonna go up to 10.5. Okay, there we go. Let's go speed. I wonder if there's any windshield heating in this aircraft, apart from this, because this doesn't seem to be working. Let's try this. It's really the first time I've encountered icing. Oh, is it clearing? So apparently it is. There we go. Now it's fully clear. There we go. Okay, so what we'll do is let's scoot underneath these clouds. Let's have some fun. And then we'll do a little bit of manual flying. So let's descend about maybe 800 feet per minute. Yeah. You'd want to be more than 800 feet per minute, otherwise your ears would scream, and they do scream in real life. They would just pop constantly, and yeah, it just makes hearing quite difficult. So let's choose an altitude about maybe 6.5 for now, and heading more to the left a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's bring the talk back a little bit. I try to prevent any over talking. Now going through this valley, we're just going to turn some lights on in case there's another aircraft that comes in the other direction. Not like there's another aircraft, but we'll just simulate that. Okay, so I've taken the autopilot off. Might descend just a little bit quicker. Because it seems to me, I'll get rid of the flight director as well. If we can. There we go. We set the rudder trim. Okay, it seems to me the clouds have fallen a little bit. Okay, we might just bash through one of these clouds safely. Okay, we can see the river through it, so not a problem. Just bring the torque back. So now I've gone almost 2,000 feet per minute descent rate, which is not very good. Almost at idle right now. So maybe I should have started my descent a little bit sooner. That's fine, we're gonna get the inertial separator on in case if there's any icing we might encounter going through these clouds. Hope not. Okay, we can still make out the terrain in front of us, and we should be fine. So we've gone below 6.5. So what we'll do now is we'll do a bit of valley flying, a bit of scud running. There we go. Let's set our altitude to about 4.5 for now. There we go. Brilliant. Look at that. A bit of outside view. Yeah, we've got some people joining us, maybe. Brilliant. Okay. So I reckon this is a good altitude to be at. So yeah, right about 4.5. Okay, let's get the power back up. Get the aircraft retrimmed. Okay, let's have a look. So prop RPM is a little bit high. Let's just bring it down, bring it back down just a tad bit. Oil temperatures is still green, and oil pressure is still green, so we're all good. No warnings, anything like that. So it's important to pay attention to our altitude. So we've descended about 200 feet below where we need to be. So a bit of turbulence coming off the ridge from the left. So these turbulences are called mountain waves. So they work a little bit like A little bit like wake turbulence coming off the wing of an aircraft. It's the same thing. So you get wind coming from, where's this, the west side, goes over the peaks, and sometimes it might just dump rain on the side. So it's very important not to get caught out. It can happen. If you got a bit of rain in front, then this little valley will be blocked, and then you just need to either follow the river all the way out, or turn back. So turning in the valley is always. Let's get our further descent going. So maybe select 2-5. I mean, there's no other obstacle in front, so let's just get a little bit lower, so it'll be easier on our descent. Let's just check to make sure everything, all the switches are in the right position. We're gonna switch the ignition on right now just to reduce the workload. Lights are all on, so on and so forth. Okay, so the way in is from the north. Okay, and I reckon it's a right-hand circuit. So what we need to do is we need to overfly the field and see if there would be any obstacle or another plane. Unlikely. Okay, let's actually get the trim set up properly. So with this working title mod, you can see the little flight path vector, which is also quite helpful, especially if you're doing a precision approach. So at the moment, it's telling me if I'm descending or ascending as a result of my actions. So the airfield should be coming out quite shortly. Let's see if we can see it from the cockpit. Okay, it should be around the corner here somewhere, swelling the valley up. It should be on the left somewhere. So yeah, we just need to follow the river up, and it should be around this little ridge over here. I mean, if you look on my map, it says this ridge over here that's sticking out. I believe that's the one, and it should be behind. Okay. Now you should always take your time here. Do not rush. So what I'll do is I just slow it down to about 140 knots. Okay. Use as much time as you need to position the aircraft. Do not rush, because rushing will just lead to mistakes, and yeah, it's just not. It's going to be quite ugly. Right, I believe the runway is just right there. As you can see, there's a mountain to the west of it, so it's definitely going to be a right-hand circuit. So what we might do is we'll join from the left, and then we'll fly northwards, and then get a nice descent. And then okay. So again, this is non-standard because of the terrain and whatnot. Okay, it's always a good idea to get down. It's a little flap speed of 150 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's 150 knots, so we start the first stage of flaps, and that will give us that extra lift and extra visibility. Okay, we're gonna reset our propeller to full forward. Okay, let's see how to position this aircraft. So you can see the field. I'm just gonna move the rudder a little bit, just right there. So what I'll do is we'll overfly it. Okay, a bit of turbulence there. Okay, you want to be about 110 knots or so. So we'll come out here to the right a little bit. Now there's a bit of wind coming off this reach, so it is really easy to get it wrong. Okay, we're just gonna go down this river a little bit, turn out to where that shadow is, and then we should be all set. So 2,000 feet is the circuit altitude. So really the altimeter should mean, sorry, the altitude selector should be at 2,000, should have said it earlier. A little bit overworked now. If I can get the aircraft trimmed, I might have a bit of time. There we go. So set this at maybe 2-4. Okay. I will do a turn. At the same time we can lower the flaps. A bit of forward pressure. Again, we want to be there's the turbulence coming in. So the flaps also do one of two things. The flaps increase lift. They give you a better forward visibility, and they also reduce your turning radius. So let's actually start our turn. At 700 feet per minute should be fine. Yep. Power down. Okay, let's reset the view. Check. Okay, hopefully I get this right the first time. I think my speed is a little bit fast. So if I can't get the speed under control, what I might do is go around to the right and we'll try again. Because 90 knots is actually a bit fast, but we'll see. I'm at full idle. We might be able to make it. There we go. 80 knots. Come on, come on. Okay, maybe I should have gone around. Oh. So hi there again, viewers. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's the strip over there on my right. Okay, let's actually get the flaps down nice and then really we want to try to be a little bit lower and get our speed control a little bit better, because yeah, as you can see how rusty I am. Haven't done this in a while. Again, no excuses. You want to get our speed nice and under control. So we were down at like what? Something like 90, 100 knots. So that's just not correct. So let's come a little bit off to the right here a little bit. Get the speed under control. 80 knots more or less. That should do it. What we can do is a little bit of a side slip.
500.
Most people don't recommend doing this, but you lose a lot of altitude really quickly. And a side slip. Again.
500.
There we go. So stall warning actually came on there a little bit. Okay, let's actually stabilize the approach. Really take our time to line up. There we go, much better speed this time. Okay, that's it. There we go. Can be better. Can be better. Can be better. So welcome to Yambaitok. So let me just if I can actually taxi around properly and not hit these trees. Ugh. Okay, let me do the rest of the cleanup. Okay, so we've come to a stop finally. Okay, let me just do a cleanup, get rid of the lights and all this sort of thing. Uh, yeah, we'll lift that cooling and the mixture down. Fuel boost can come off. Make sure that's off. And we'll shut the aircraft down. So again, could have been better. Apologize for that. Really no excuse there. Should have lined up the plane a little bit better. So a little bit off the center line. But anyhow, we're here. We're down in Yambaitok. So if you have a look around, this is actually the custom scenery from flightsim.to. So this scenery is actually made by a single person, I believe, and he's also quite a big fan of Missionary Bush Pilot. This livery can also be found on flightsim.to. I'll put a link in the description. What on earth was that? It sounds like a bird flew past or something. Oh, that's just the wind. So yeah, so a couple of custom huts and things like that, and runway markers, and a little windsock over there. So we had a little bit of a tailwind, not too much, but I guess that's quite realistic. So the first time around, should I go on around to the right and reset? Unfortunately, I crashed the first time around, so second time could be a little bit better. I had to side slip there a little bit, still a little bit too high in approach. So maybe if I come in at maybe 800 feet lower when I got myself in that situation. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share it. Comment below how you would do the approach, how you would tackle this approach. I'm open to any advice from you pros out there. I'm sure some of you have been flight simming a lot before me and on your own time as well. So this repaint can also be found on flightsim.to. I've been Marc, and I'll see you guys next time.